Um, okay, so what we're going to do in the next section is Aseem here has already made his first PR with Akto, and he's going to teach you guys how to do that.
Yep.
Pretty simple, very easy steps. So I'm going to give it over to Aseem now.
Yep. Yep.
Let's make it
Yep.
happen. Make our first PR with Akto. Yeah.
So if you're seeing it on a desktop, I would suggest you follow along. That would be really good. But even if you're not, this it's a very simple steps. So let's get started with this. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
First step.
The first step, you need to go to the repository. We have the link here in the description, I guess, and the chat itself. I think we have added the link there. Yeah. So this is a GitHub repo where the whole code is. You need to fork it. So there's a fork button on the top right. You see there would be number 31, 32, something like that. You click on that. It would ask you where you want to create a fork into. So forking is basically cloning that repo into your own account, so that if you make any changes, you make it to your own fork of it, not the actual Acto API security repo. So once you are done with this, you click the create fork button, and then you'd get to the next screen. Yeah. So now if you see on the top left corner, it would say LUD1161/Acto, and that's basically my account, and it mentions also forked from which repo. So that's the base repo. And here if you see this, once you click on the code button, there's a clone section which mentions the URL, and you need to basically clone the repo onto your local machine so that you can start working on it. So this is the next step. So you clone it, you copy the URL, and then you go onto your terminal, and yeah, just type the command git clone, and this is my URL. You would have something similar onto your own, so just do that and it would show cloning into Acto. And the next step would be opening the Acto directory in VS Code. So VS Code is a IDE, an integrated development environment that we would be using. It's quite user developer friendly and even like newbie friendly as well. Anyone who's just trying to get into it, they would easily get into this. You can download VS Code online. Just search how to download VS Code. So yeah, just open the folder into VS Code, and there's this plugin that you need to install so that you don't face any difficulty. This plugin is called Dev Containers. I mean, the whole documentation is there on the README. I'm just walking you through it. So click on the install button, and it will install the plugin onto your VS Code itself. Um, Yep. So now once that's installed, on the bottom right corner, it would show that reopen in container. So basically it would reopen this folder into a dev container. That's required because this folder that you have, the active folder, there's a dev container YAML file, or rather a dev container configuration file that tells VS Code as to what is the configuration, what are the tools. So it automatically sets up all of those. So just a quick note, before you are doing this, you need to have Docker installed and running on your machine. So if it's a Mac OS or it's a Linux or Windows, you need to have Docker up and running. So just reopen it in container, and yep.
Got it. Now,
Yeah, it takes some time, like 10, 12 minutes it would take. Don't worry, you would see all the logs in the bottom. So yeah, it I think it shows now you can close or something. There's a command that mentioned that now it has set up.
correct.
Yeah. Yep. Now, yeah, you can just navigate the code. On the left side, you see the file explorer where all the different files are there. So there was an issue that was assigned to me. So I just went on that and checked that particular file. That this is the particular file that we're talking about. And yeah, you can edit the code. And once I have done editing all the code that you want, on the left, in the left section, if you see, there's a sidebar. There's a magnifying glass on the, and below that there's a git icon. So you click on that, you would see the files that have been changed. You basically add on the plus button, it would show the diff between the older version and the new version. So you can make sure that you have done the correct changes, and then you can just commit it to the repository, to your repository. Yep. Staging, committing, and then push the changes to your fork of the Acto repository. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. And yeah, so now you go to the Acto's base repository. So if you see on the top left corner, Acto-API-security/Acto, and in the pull request section, there are three tabs: code, issues, and pull request. In the pull request section, create a pull request, And in the comparing changes, there would be an option compare across forks. If you can see there, it's highlighted. There's a, yeah, compare across forks. So once you click on that, you would be given an option to choose your own repository, and then you can just create a pull request. You can write the title, you can write the description as to what changes you have made. If you're already solving an issue, you can also mention the issue number here and just click the button create pull request, and yeah, you would get your t-shirt. That's pretty simple.
Nice. So awesome. I think it was pretty awesome, Aseem. I want you to tell maybe how much time it took you from end to end.
Barring the 10-12 minutes that took for the setup, I think 10 minutes or so, something like that. Yeah. So
Got it.
if you're a very new person, it might take you like 15 to 18 minutes, not more than 20 minutes. That's precise. And if you include the 10-minute setup, to 30 minutes would be max. So,
Got
yeah,
it.
that's fine.
Guys, any questions so far on this? Because it's pretty simple setup. If anyone is facing any problems in setup, and I've seen some of those messages on Discord, feel free to ping. It shouldn't be more than 10 minutes. It really shouldn't take more than 10
Yep.
minutes.
Yeah.
So awesome. So now, if you followed all this, if you haven't really looked at the repo, I encourage you to go look at the repo and see. You have probably filtered through by the label Hackfest, but there are a lot more labels. You can, okay, let's go through some of these. Uh, let's say maybe test.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, what we have tried is we have to try to label all the issues according to what is the umbrella type of the issue. So if you're a programmer and you would want to contribute, or even if you're a security engineer and you want to contribute to Acto tests, you can search for this label called tests, and you will see a lot of issues which are just about adding tests. I mean, if you will see some GraphQL Reddit API tests. You will see just simple, SSRF tests as well. If you go and deep dive into any of these issues, you will see the exact requirement on what kind of skill set you need to have. So, for example, this one you need to have some experience with Java and GraphQL. Uh, we have tried our best to describe the task summary in as much detail as possible. You would look at, like, you should be able to see what file exactly you're supposed to change. In many cases, you would see the exact line number where you're supposed to change things. If you have any doubts, any kind of uh, issues, or you want more explanation on any of these parts, we are there. Just put a comment, and we'll be more than happy to describe it even further. I am more than happy to come on a call with you and just do pair program if that comforts you the
Yep.
best.
Just to add on that, like the issue that I looked into, it was pretty comprehensive. You exactly needed to know where to what to change. So I can assure that it's pretty much quite comprehensive, as Ankush is saying.
Yeah. So, for example, this is the issue that Aseem was assigned to. Yeah, you can see his user ID over here. And yeah, I mean, we have tried to make it as specific as possible. So you would, if I just click on this link, sorry, yeah, if I just click on this link, you should see the exact line number where you're supposed to make the change. Uh, so yeah, I mean, like, we can cover a few more types of issues. For
Maybe
example, if I
regex.
yeah. So if you, I think the simplest ones, I mean, writing a test is like writing some Java code. I mean, Aseem is pro at it. So if you're comfortable with Java, do like go ahead. Otherwise, you can start with some of the very simple issues. For example, let's say uh, you just want to add some data patterns for us, some data types for us. Uh, you can check out the ones that are labeled with regex. So here, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pick a subset or probably all of these categories, and if possible, you can give us the regular expression patterns using what we can detect these kind of entities. For example, if someone has given us, if you're provided an IBAN number, can we write a regular expression which can detect an IBAN number to a pretty good accuracy? Again, you will know exactly where to make the changes. I think if I click on this file, I have added PAN card, which is an Indian kind of the SN equivalent in India. And yeah, you will see the test case over here, and you will also see its regular expression mentioned in this file. Uh,
So, like,
Another
if you see this, the way Ankush is explaining, you don't need to know Java exactly because I am not very pro at Java. But just looking at the things, you can just tinker, add some lines, copy the same lines, and change the values, and you can basically easily contribute to these things. So you don't be intimidated that you need to know Java too, because a lot of people I know they are into Python who are in security field. So you don't need to exactly know Java. You can just figure your way out around it. Just looking at the code, how it has been written earlier, you can just copy paste and do things.
Thank you, Aseem. Yeah, that's that's pretty much
Because
the
I
idea.
was I was intimidated that oh it's Java. I don't know.
So you're right. A few people have told us that they don't know Java and hence they can't contribute, which is not the case actually.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah. So here, if you just search blog, for example, and let's say you're a content writer, or even you're a bug bounty hunter or a pen tester, but you write a lot, uh, you can also write some content for us. I mean, you can see quite a few issues about writing a blog post. If you like any of these, do ask us to assign these to you.
let's go to maybe one of these.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to write a blog. It's pretty simple. You just have to set Acto up. You drop a comment. You like basically say, hey, how I tested for JWT non algo attack using Acto. Uh, Publish an article, put it on your favorite platforms, Medium, Hashnote, somewhere, and just submit a pull request. That's it. That's pretty much it. Any kind of blog that you write, you just using Acto for this, right? And you're publishing the blog. So that's pretty much it.
Oh,
Let's
I
see.
had a question for the team. So that's pretty like you have already talked about everything. But let's say I don't know anything about it, but I want to add some feature into Acto. So how do I do that?
That's an interesting question.
Oh,
Do
you,
Oh,
you
feature
mean
in
some
like
feature
just giving
you
an
want?
idea, just giving some ideas because I don't know coding and all. But you mentioned that I can also give
Oh,
ideas.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You
yeah.
can create
So
a
let's
new
say,
issue actually.
yeah, yeah, or you can go to, so let's say you want to give us an idea around SSRF tests, right?
Hmm.
You can, and let's say you want to give some idea around this kind of a test. Actually, this is not, yeah, maybe I should open this one. Yeah, so let's say you want to give us some idea about this kind of a, this is an issue, right? We can take any issue for that matter.
Hmm.
Just leave your idea in the comments over here, and yeah, if it's a really good idea and the team likes it over here, we will definitely reply you, like leave a reply comment over here. The t-shirt emoji, in that case, you can understand you will get a t-shirt.
Okay.
So it's as
And
simple as that. Go and comment on an issue.
if it's
Or you
something
can,
totally yeah. Oh, sorry. Go again. Go ahead.
yeah. So I think if you want to create a new issue, like let's say a feature request of I don't know, maybe adding a
Zap plugin.
Wrap plugin, Wrap
Uh,
integration
find
with
find me find me bug bounties worth $10,000 using Acto.
that too with Acto, and you just write some kind of description, and then you submit the new issue. Let's say let's copy this, um, submit the new issue. You can add some good labels like oh it's a feature request,
Okay. Oh,
and
it's pretty
that's it.
simple.
Then you have yeah it's pretty simple, and then you have issue here. So that way people
Oh,
have created. I
oh,
can
we
even
should
serve this.
we should also add the Hackfest label, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If somebody wants to put it in Hackfest, then why not?
Okay, okay,
Yeah, then it is done by someone participating in hackers competition as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
That integration with Acto for a Hackfest issue is like
it's
a 2 months long
Too
project,
much.
probably.
Yeah, I can vouch it's a long one.